Welcome back there, Wastelander. Let me guess. You want to know how to find a shit ton of lead and a couple of other things that might be helpful along the way, all in one quick run? Well, you came to the right place, because I'm going to talk about that. Whether you're replacing the ones you sprayed away, or you're making some to sell in your shop, you need bullets. We all do. And we use a lot of them too. So, we're going to talk about how to get the most lead and the most out of one run. But first, a word from our sponsor.
Well, hello. Silver Shroud here. You know, waiting in the shadows can get boring. But not always. Because I've got my Pip-Boy. And with my Pip-Boy, I've got a collection of games that keep me entertained for hours. The Wasteland has never been more entertaining than it is right now. And today, I'd like to tell you about the latest game that I've been playing on my Pip-Boy 2000. Take it away.
The studio that brought you Grognak the Barbarian and the Ruby Ruins comes an all-new, high-action, fast-paced, drink-serving extravaganza. It's Nuka Tapper. Get ready for your thumbs to burn like your ding-dong after a night with a radioactive prostitute. It's Nuka Tapper. Serve those drinks as fast as you can. Keep those customers happy. Don't drop one. Don't drop one. See how high you can get on the scoreboards. Crouching around the wasteland in camouflage armor can get boring. Why not spend your time playing games? Pip-Boy 2000 offers a whole selection of games, the latest being Nuka Tapper. Get ready to serve. With over 200 new randomly generated levels, waiting for the fast match will never get boring. You can AFK for hours and never get bored playing Nuka Tapper. Just don't let it explode in your face like this guy did. Bad choice, buddy. Pre-order now at your local Robco Games vendor bot. Use promo code SILVERSHROUD for an additional 15% off Nuka Tapper. Don't go thirsty in the wasteland for this one. Get it now. Nuka Tapper at your local Robco Games vendor bot. Pre-order now. Nuka Tapper.
Thank you, Robco Games, for keeping me entertained in the shadows. When I'm not busting bad guys, I'm playing games on my Pip-Boy 2000. The greatest accessory in the wasteland since camouflage armor. Robco Pip-Boy. Get yours today.
Alright, now that we've paid some bills around the shelter, let's talk about today's video. So, if you're like me, you either spend a lot of lead shooting at bad guys, or you sell it in your shop. I try to run a shop, so I do both. And I have found that I need lead a lot to make bullets to make up for that, because it gets expensive buying them from other people when you could just make them yourself. So this will help you with that, if you're in the same boat as I am. A couple of things first. I have the ammunition factory legendary perk, and it's at like 3 stars now. So I'm actually getting 100% more ammunition when I make it, as well as I have the ammo smith perk on, so I'm making more ammo, as well as the super duper perk, which gives you the chance of doubling it. So when I'm making the ammunition, I'm almost always doubling what you might get without those. Another thing is, to do this run and get the most out of the run, you are going to need the excavator armor, because the excavator armor gives you double resources when you're like mining for ore. So if you don't have that, this is still a really good lead run. Like, don't get me wrong, you still get a shit ton of lead out of it, but if you can double that, obviously it makes it even better. There will be enemies. Sometimes there's legendary enemies, but nothing too difficult. It's just a mine, and it's full of like Mothman cultists. and, you know, ghouls and bugs and things like that sometimes. So you will most likely find it easier to go in, clear out all the enemies you can find, and then go through and cleanly pick everything out. But I am going to lead you through the mine and basically show you all of the spots where you get the ore, as well as a few little secrets and whatnot, and then get you on your way. And at the end, I'll show you how much lead I actually got out of it, how much I was able to scrap, and all of that. And we'll just get to it. All right. First things first is we're going to the lucky hole. And if you don't know where that is, I'm going to show you. It's down south in that little like cranberry bog, Watoga area. And it is a mine, but it has the symbol of a cultist instead of the symbol for a mine. So it's right there. And we'll just go there. And if you don't have it as a fast travel, obviously you'll have to go somewhere near there and run down there. And you'll have it then. But once you get there, another tip is if you have access to Fallout First, then it helps to throw down your survival tent right outside the mine. As well as you could do this on your private server and get the most out of it, because none of the items that spawn that are rare or unique that can be picked up will have been picked up. So typically, if I want to get the most out of this, I will run it on my private server. But if you don't have that, it's fine. Yeah, I mean, the ore doesn't go away for you. Like that's a individual thing. So you can even bring your friends with you, and you guys can all make a run out of it. But as you'll see, I have a buddy who actually showed me that this is what he does to get lead, and now it's part of our sort of regular routine when we want to stock up. You can do this, you know, multiple times. You can do the server hopping or however, you know, to get the most out of it if you're one of those people who wants to just run this for a day. I find that, like I said, one trip you'll see is actually quite a bit, but it's so quick. It takes about 15-20 minutes maybe, and you'll see by the end of it you really rake in the lead. Now, the lead is the main thing. However, the other thing in this mine is crystal. So if you're into crystal, it's a pretty decent crystal run. I'm pretty sure there are better ones. There might even be better lead runs. There are other things you can add to this run itself to make it like an overall, if you want to make a couple hours out of getting lead from the map. There are other places you can go. But this is specifically for getting the most in one single run. It takes about 15-20 minutes. And you will be loaded by the time you get out. Now, you will be over encumbered, so don't worry about that. Just grab everything while you're in the mine. Loot all the bad guys. You're going to come out with a bunch of guns. I also use the perk Scrapper, so I scrap almost every gun I pick up anyway for the free, you know, scrap and junk. So you'll get a lot of stuff off of all the cultists here. There's a lot of things you can pick up, and there's a lot of little areas where there's, you know, the normal things that you find around the world. But mostly we're here just for the lead, and as you'll see, there's quite a bit of it, and there's a couple places where you can miss a lot of it. There are quite a few places where you're going to go back and forth, and you'll see some on the way back that you didn't see on the way the other way. So that happens. Just keep in mind what you're looking out for, and clear out the enemies, and then go through, you know, room by room, wall by wall. I'll show you the areas that you want to look, and I mean, I pretty much get all of them, so that should cover it. So first up is these little cubby holes. This first one only has the one little spot, but the rest of them seem to have about 4. Now, this door here, you'll see it needs a key. We will get to that later. That'll be great for shortcuts when you come back through on later runs. But for now, we gotta kill these enemies, and then we'll get back to looting. Like I said, you'll want to pretty much clear the enemies first, and then double back and clear out all the ore. So that's what we're doing now. we're just running back to the first little cubby hole area that we skipped. So as you see, 1 lead. Oh, enemy. Okay. 2 lead. Like I said, there's 4, and they're just kind of usually on the ground in the corners. There's 1 that has 1 in the ceiling. Once you know what you're looking for, these little, black spotted rocks, then you're pretty good. You just gotta keep your eyes out. Ammo boxes as well as other little lootables are also everywhere. As you see, 1. A little hidden 1, 2. Another 1 up in the ceiling. 3. And right down there, I was just checking the ceiling to make sure. There's 1 that's right in the middle of the ceiling. It's not this one, obviously. There you go, right down the wall. And 4. Like I said, most of them have 4. And there's a few of them. And as you see, there's bone chimes everywhere. So if you disarm those, that's XP. And you get bones. Again, here's the one with the 1 on the ceiling. But if you take some kind of XP food, you'll benefit from that as well. Or, use the tent to rest before you run in. But as you'll see, there's quite a bit. These are all lead. Like I said, there will be at points a lot of crystal ores, but mostly this is for lead. So you just continue on. I'm going to speed it up, obviously, save some time. And then we ran across the legendary. As you can see, it does happen. I think we got 2 legendary enemies on this run. There's another door that requires the same key. And some more bone chimes. And some more enemies. Also, there's these holotapes that you can find throughout. And they tell a little bit of a story if you're into the whole lore aspect of things. As you see, another door that requires the key, which we will get to. But first up, we gotta mine some more ore. Another lead that can be easily missed behind these 2 tables. And again, you can get more or less than I get in this. I'm using the excavator armor to get, the most, to double what I mine. So that really makes it worth it. If you don't have it, it's still worth it because it's a huge amount of lead, but you'll see. I thought he had missed some lead here, but apparently he had found some enemies. So we're going to take care of the enemies, and then we will double back to this room. It might be confusing to watch because it just looks like we're going through a maze or like in circles, which we kind of are. And once you've gone through it a few times, you'll know, you'll get it. But like it all kind of wraps into itself. So for the purposes of the video, though, we're just gonna follow through this, go down this tunnel into this main room. Here is where all the enemies were, and we were trying to get rid of them. But also this main room is important. You'll see a lot of little caves and stairs and whatnot, ways to go, and then this altar. So once you've dispatched all the enemies, you're gonna actually want to go up to this altar. See another footlocker needs that key? Well, guess what? Key's right here, buddy. So you got a holotape on top, and then you got this key right here. And when you get the key, you can open that box, and then there are a few doors that are unlockable, which we've already seen the 2 doors that you can unlock, and they're basically just as a shortcut through past all this stuff when you want to come back through. Over there looks like there would be some ore hidden, but really it's just a couple of dead bodies. Up there we will talk about in a minute. But first, we got to go back, because now Mr. Run Ahead is like, hey, let's go back. So, here we are. Back where we started from. This is the room where we started killing enemies. Another lead in here. A couple more on the walls. Like I said, just all the walls, all the rooms. Keep your eyes out. Floors, ceilings, too. And then, also it helps to run back and forth through areas, because sometimes you can't see them from one angle, but you can on the way back. So just make sure you do your due diligence and keep an eye out. I mean, as you can see, if you've been keeping track, I get four lead from almost every single one of these, so that's adding up pretty quickly. We've already picked up like 16 or so, if not more. Here's some crystal. Don't really use that. I think it's used in like when you're making glass and a couple other things, but you know, if you need it, here it is. You can probably bulk it and sell it in your shop if you're looking for things to sell. I'm sure people buy bulk junk all the time. I sell bulk plastic. Alright, keep going. Some more crystal. This little room is pretty much filled with the crystal. Like I said, it's mostly lead, but there is a couple spots where it's just all crystal. But just make sure you look around. Look at that one. That one's like real hidden. See, the lead's hidden because they don't want you to get the lead. And if you don't have the excavator power armor, it's not too difficult. You just have to complete a quest to get it. That's the hand mine quest, and you'll either get it by exploring or going through the story. You'll end up picking it up. If not, you can always go down to the hand mine or look it up. There are plenty of videos, and you'll figure out how to get yourself some excavator armor. The mission's not too bad. It's kind of lengthy and it's a little annoying at the end, but once you get it, you got it. And it doubles your mining resources, so makes this worth it. See, we are back in the room with the altar. So I'm gonna speed through all the bodies that we searched, and this is still the altar room, as you can see. And there's a path this way, so we're gonna head back up this path. We actually came through here, so we're going back, but as you can see, there's a few spots we missed, and something else you're gonna want to check out here in a second. Well, not in a second, but I'll show you here in a minute. A little bit of crystal and lead here. Just go through this little hallway here. There's a little bit on each side. Basically, you kind of zigzag through. Whole bunch of lead. Now, see, this is one of the spots where you're gonna you'll benefit from running back through. This door here is a door with a key, locked by a keypad with a code. You can look up the code, real easy. You can also figure it out by solving the puzzle in the mine. By puzzle, I just mean, reading and looking for everything and figuring it out, or look it up. Either way, that's just a door to an extra little room with a little bit of extra loot. Just keep continuing down. Keep an eye out for those ammo boxes. There's a lot of them. Keep making your way down. See how we passed the door? We came back up, and that was the keypad door. So this is another easy to miss spot. This hidden path here that we passed up, but we did it on purpose because you want to go through and then come back. This little area, this little path is all lead. All of it. Lead and bone chimes. And then this is pretty much going to wrap up the run. Once we're done here, this will take us to where we want to be. And again, you will be over encumbered pretty much the entire time, and that's okay. You want to grab everything. This is a scrap junk run. Make it worth your while. grab all the guns, grab everything you can pick up. You'll be just fine, because when you see where we're getting to, it'll all make sense. And I'm sorry this video is a little bit longer, but I felt like it was necessary to kind of show the whole path so that you can really see that, you know, I'm not making this up. It's all right there. And he's getting the lead too, so bring your friends and you guys can all share, or bring a friend to like get some and drop it for you if they want to play that game. But here you go. It'll take you out here into this little room. You got a steamer trunk filled with loot, and then a couple other goodies you can grab off the shelves, and, you know, random loot. And then here we go. You got a chemistry table, so guess what you're going to do with that? You're going to use it to first, well, actually, hang on. We got this little cubby hole up here. It's full of just crystal. That's it. But there's a few spots. And if you're into the crystal, then you might as well grab them. So once you're done with that, like I was saying, you're done. You're at the table. You got a chemistry table, so you can break down all your ore if you have the acid for it. And you can scrap all of the extra shit you picked up. So it's time to do a little celebratory dance. And looking at the time, we're at like 21 minutes. And how many minutes were wasted talking? Probably 5 or 6, maybe 5. So like I said, it's about a 15-minute run. And let's take a look at what we got here. First, I'm going to scrap all my crap that I picked up. So I'm going to fast forward that. And then we are going to take a look at the lead. Before I came in, I made sure to put everything I had in my scrap box. So I came in empty. I had no junk, no scrap. So everything you see here is what I picked up in here. And as you'll see, I have a shit ton of lead ore now. And then we're going to take that and we're going to break it down into the actual lead that we need. This requires acid. So if you don't have acid, that's a whole nother run. I'll probably be making more videos on different runs, because we have a run for pretty much every material that you need. So you will need acid for the breakdown part of this, but we're going to do that, and I'll show you what I end up getting. And it's insane. I'm going to have to fast forward it though. I'll show you some of it in real time, because I actually am doing it as fast as I can. But I think I had, you'll see what it is, a couple hundred, a few hundred, and then I end up with 1,400. And there we go. Alright, so now my thumbs are burning like my ding dong after a night with a radiation prostitute. But as you can see, totally paid off. That's a shit ton of lead. Now I again have super duper, so that was paying off during that whole extravaganza. I was actually doubling my amount of return. But as you can see, either way, that would be a lot of lead. And if you're struggling for bullets and ammo and you can't afford to buy it, here you go. This is free. You don't need the excavator. You can get it with, you know, your bare hands. And it's still a decent amount. It's very simple. It takes, again, 15 minutes or so. And you walk out with a ton. And if you're still overweight after breaking down everything, that's what the survival tent is for. So you can offload all of your things. If not, you are going to have to plan around that. That's on you. So if you know that you cannot travel easily when you're over encumbered, you're gonna have to look around, see if it's gonna be worth it, or maybe find a friend who has first, who will let you access their survival tent. Either way, this is the best way to get lead as fast as you can. It beats taking over workshops and using machines, when you have to basically check it constantly and you're still only getting, you know, 20 or so, every time, so it's way worth it, way more than that. Like, when I discovered this, it changed the game. So now I can run a shop where I sell ammo that people want, like 5.56. In fact, what I usually do is I take whatever I get from the run, and I go back to my workshop, get myself set up with my ammo making perks, and then I will spend half of it on making 5.56, which I use a little bit, but I sell mostly because it sells really well. And then I use the other half on 45, which I use pretty much constantly, and I don't sell. But I have yet to be under 999 on my ammo in quite a while since I started using this method, as well as since I added the legendary perk Ammunition Factory. Now, on the other hand, you can make this a hustle and bulk the lead and sell it. As somebody who makes ammo and is always looking for lead, and also is always trying to spend caps when I'm getting close to maxing out my caps, I'm always looking on people's shops for bulk lead and bulk steel. So you can make a good hustle selling bulk lead, like I do with bulk plastic for people who don't have access to a scrap box. So either way, that's the video. Thanks for watching. I hope that helped. I hope that this makes somebody's experience in the wasteland a lot easier. And this is, a legit way to play the game and make some money and make some ammo and get yourself going in the wasteland without duping or cheating or any of that. So have fun out there, guys. Again, if you're still watching, I love you. And thanks for watching. See you guys next time. Bye.